Okay, I'm going to be doing part 2, review material for your benchmark. Number 1, how you know to set up the correct equation is knowing what kind of angle pairs you have. This first one, those are alternate exterior angles. And since that transversal is intersecting parallel lines, I have the special property that says these things are congruent. Well, that means that their measures are going to be equal. So one angle is 14x plus 7 degrees, and the other one is 105 degrees. And for this, I just wanted you to find x. So from here, I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. That leaves you with 14x equal 98. Divide both sides by 14. You wind up with x being 7. Number 2. The special type of angle you have here, those are alternate interior angles. Those are also congruent, which means their measures are also equal. So I'm going to take 14x minus 2, which is one angle, and I'm going to set it equal to 96. Doing the algebra there, add 2 to both sides. You wind up with 14x is equal to 98. Divide both sides by 14. X equals 7. Number 3. Looking at number 3, the special type of angle you have there, those again are alternate exterior angles. And since I have parallel lines, I know that they are congruent, so their measures are going to be equal. So I'm going to take 12x minus 8, and I'm going to set that equal to 100. Doing some algebra, I'm going to first add 8 to both sides. That leaves me with 12x equal 108. Divide both sides by 12. And I wind up with x equal to 9. Number 4. On number 4, those are corresponding. Corresponding angles, since these two lines that the transversal is intersecting are parallel, I know that these are also congruent, which means their measures are going to be equal. So I'm going to take one of them, 7x plus 7, and I'm going to set it equal to the other one, which is 8x minus 2. You can do this in many different ways. I'm going to subtract 7x first. That leaves me with 7 equal 8 minus 7 leaves me 1x minus 2. From here, I'm going to add 2 to both sides, and I get that my answer is 9. Moving on to number 5. Number 5, I want you to take the equation that's given to you in standard form, and I want you to put it in slope-intercept form. Again, these kind of have a pattern. I'm going to move the x term over to the right side. Well, since it's positive, I need to subtract. Subtracting 2x, that's gone. A lot of you are forgetting to bring down your sign. Okay? Bring down that negative y equal to negative 2x plus 1. Again, writing the x term first because I'm going for slope-intercept form. Now, to get rid of that negative 1, I'm going to divide everything by negative 1. Doing this, y equals 2x minus 1. It ends up changing all of your signs. That is in slope-intercept form. Number 6. Number 6, again, they're giving it to me in standard form, and I need it to be in slope-intercept form. So again, following my pattern, I'm going to move the x term. It's positive again, so I'm going to subtract 9x from both sides. Bring down my negative 4y equal to negative 9x minus 8. Keep going. I'm going to divide everything by negative 4. The negative 4 is gone. Y equals, these two negatives here is going to give me a positive 9/4 x. And then negative 8 divided by negative 4 is going to give me positive 2. I've rewritten this into slope-intercept form. Looking at number 7, I'm just going to talk about it real quick. All I'm wanting, and a lot of you went into a lot more detail than you had to, all I'm wanting to know is if you look at the equation they've already given you, if I were to create another one that's perpendicular to it, but I'm not asking you to, I'm just asking you what would that slope be. Well, it would need to be 7/4, opposite sign and reciprocal. Number 8. So again, number 7, the answer is 7/4. So number 8, this is where I'm actually asking you to create, or I believe the term I use, and this one is right, same thing, okay? So I'm going to start out with the old one that's already there, and the line that I'm trying to create to be perpendicular to this one. So over here, I'm going to need a new slope, and I'm going to need a new y-intercept. Well, looking at this, let's see what I've got. The only reason I use this old one is so I need to know what my new slope needs to look like. Well, first I've got to change this over. So I'm going to move the 2x over to the right side. That's going to give me 4y equal negative 2x plus 9. Divide everything by 4. If I do that, I wind up with y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 9/4. And again, the only reason I did this is so I could look at this. Again, I'm not making a line that's parallel. I'm making a line that is perpendicular. So my new one needs to have opposite signs, so it's going to be a positive number, and it needs to be the reciprocal of negative 1/2. Well, changing the sign and the reciprocal, I should get my new slope being 2. Now I come over to my new y-intercept. Well, this is what my answer looks like so far. Y equal 2x plus b. I need that b because that's my y-intercept. And how I'm able to do that is use a point that's on my new line. Well, they give it to me. 3, negative 7. So I'm going to use that point. So I'm going to change y to negative 7 equal 2 times my x is 3 plus b. Doing some algebra now, negative 7 equals 2 times 3 is 6 plus b. Subtract 6 from both sides. Negative 7 takes 6 more away. I'm at negative 13 for my b. So writing up my final answer needs to be y equal 2x minus 13. And that's my answer. All right. 1 minute. Number 9. Okay, so looking at number 9, I was a little tricky. There are 2 answers, and I told you that in class. I hope you found them. So I'm giving you something. Which equation below would be parallel to a line with a given equation? So the one I give you is negative 5x plus 9y equal 13. Probably helpful to change this one over, so I'm going to add 5x to both sides. Doing that, I've got 9y equal 5x plus 13. Divide everything by 9. I've got y equal 5/9 x plus 13 over 9. And again, this one is the one that I really care about. So I'm asking, would A, if I changed it over, would it have 5/9 slope? Well, guys, I want to give you some helpful pointers. On A, that number in front of the x and y isn't even the same. So I've got different numbers of x and y, there's no way A is going to be an answer. B, for B, again, that number in front of the y's is 7. It should at least be looking like 5 and 9. B is not an answer choice. C, however, is. I'm looking at negative 5x plus 9y equal 16. Well, guys, this is the same setup as right here. And again, I'm not really worried about my y-intercept, so I don't care if this number is different. That doesn't matter. C is one answer. Another answer to this problem is D. Check it out. 5x minus 9y. I've got the same numbers here, so it could be an answer choice. The only problem is I'm sure that negative sign threw you off a little bit. So I'm going to change D over and see if I get the same slope of 5/9. Well, let's do it. So I'm going to take 5x minus 9y equal 13. I'm going to move 5x over. Get negative 9y equal negative 5x plus 13. Divide everything by negative 9. And I wind up with y equal 5/9 x minus 13 over 9. Well, how about that? Watch your negatives. If you have the same number here and here, check it out, because there's a possibility that it could be an answer. So C and D are both answers for number 9. And the last one, number 10, looking at it, parallel lines, I'm wanting you to say that they have the same slope. And then I'm wanting you to point out the two special things about perpendicular slopes. And the special thing with those is that they have opposite signs and that they are reciprocals of each other.